Good day, Professor Romar Gabon, and to our research advisor, Ms. Maricar Tejero, also to our supportive panelist, Mrs. Marisol Abanilla. Good day. I am Mikey De Los Santos, and together with me are my group mates, Christine Laneta, Mavelin Astorga, Joyce Nanette Gabrieles, Luella Rose Sunrales, and Maria Francis Nicole Jure. We are about to present our research study entitled Lived Experiences of Third-Year Bachelor of Physical Education Students Utilizing New Normal Education Platforms.
Chapter 1 Introduction. The entire world has faced a catastrophic situation caused by coronavirus or COVID-19 and given us all unyielding times that we will never forget, with the World Health Organization defining it as pandemic on 11th March 2020, which has affected the daily lives of people worldwide. The majority of countries have announced the temporary closure of schools impacting around 1.6 billion learners worldwide, with more than 28 million learners in the Philippines, according to the UNICEF 2020. This affected the government approaches regarding different terms, such as the Department of Education that needed to suspend classes after it was announced, and that the education system has shaken up its foundation. Avoiding face-to-face activities and engaging in social distancing have become part of everyday life since the government, through the Department of Education, also prohibited for the meantime the conduct of face-to-face classes. Thus, educators and learners had to adapt the new means of teaching beginning school year 2020 to 2021. Therefore, to avoid an academic freeze, distance learning was actualized. However, the implementation of online classes for physical education have substantial challenges for the learners due to the subject's unique nature, the relevance of doing physical movements, limited space, time, training, and etc. According to Villalba and Gonzalez, online practical classes or OPC in physical education are not easy to teach or learn for educators and students respectively, according to UNG in 2017. The development of the internet allows us to break the limitation of space and time when other subjects are enriching the curriculum content, communicating and sharing information in real time. Physical education is trapped in traditional thinking teaching model. That is why PE learners are trying hard to learn using online platform. As a result, the purpose of this study is to explore and learn the lived experiences of Bachelor Physical Education students, or BPED, upon using online learning platforms in the new normal education and able to share the experiences they face in complying the task and their coping mechanism ways that they applied in complying the task. The results may serve as basic material to help revitalize online physical education classes in the future.
Theoretical framework. The theoretical basis of this study is the online collaborative learning theory. Online collaborative learning theory, proposed by Linda Harazem, 2012, focuses on the facilities on the internet to provide learning environments that foster collaboration and knowledge. With online collaborative learning, the aim is not to replace the teacher, but to use the technology primarily to increase and improve communication between teacher and learners, with a particular approach to the development of learning based on knowledge construction assisted and developed through social discourses. With the theory, the learning of the student will not only depend on the technological tools and devices which will improve the learning and communication of the students in an online setting, though a lot of different challenges may arise and experience in the process. Coping mechanism will eventually take place as a part of online learning system in online learning process. Significance of the study. This study aims to provide essential information that will serve as a significant step to the following individuals: students, faculty, future researchers. for students. This study will contribute to knowledge about how students cope with the difficulties of using online platforms. This knowledge will also lead to a new understanding of alternative ways to be used by students in general. For faculty, the study is significant to them since they play a significant role in shaping the campus environment to support students' learning. By the result of this study, the faculty may suggest a very easiest and accessible way for student learning. The faculty may also lead as a classroom discussion about alternative ways in complying the task and being open to talking students about any problem they may have using in LMS. And the last one is the future researchers. They may get benefit from studying the outcomes of the study. They will learn more about the topic and identify gaps in their knowledge. This paper can be utilized as a related literature and as a useful foundation and reference for future research. Definition of terms. The following terms are presented here to assist readers in understanding the entire study. These are online learnings, online platforms, new normal education, learning management system, experience coping mechanism.
Chapter 2. Review of related literature and studies. This chapter contains the review of related literature and related studies which support students of the university in fulfilling lessons using online learning platform in the new normal education. Teachers who were used to conventional teaching delivery were obliged to embrace technology despite their lack of technological literacy. To address this problem, online learning webinars and peer support system were launched. On the part of the students, dropout rates increased due to economic, psychological, and academic reasons. Academically, although it is virtually possible for students to learn anything online, learning may perhaps be less than optimal due to many challenges being encountered by the students upon using online platforms, especially in courses that require face-to-face contact and direct interactions. By Franchi, 2020. Recently, there has been an explosion of studies relating to the new normal education, while mainly focused on national policies, professional development, and curriculum. Others zeroed in the specific learning experience of students during the pandemic. Among these are Suryaman et al. 2020 looked into how learning occurred at home during the pandemic. Their findings showed that students faced many obstacles in a home learning environment, such as lack of mastery of technology, high internet costs, and limited interaction between and among students. In related studies, Kapasya et al. 2020 investigated how lockdown impacts students' learning performance. Their findings revealed that the lockdown made significant disruption in students' learning experience. The students also reported some challenges that they faced during their online classes. These include anxiety, depression, poor internet service, and unfavorable home learning environment, which were aggravated when students are marginalized and from remote areas. Finally, there are those that focus on students' overall online learning experience during the COVID-19 pandemic. One such study was that of Singh et al. 2020, who examined students' experience during the COVID-19 pandemic using a quantitative descriptive approach. This finding indicates that students appreciated the use of online learning during the pandemic. More recently, Day et al. 2021 examined the immediate impact of COVID-19 on students' learning experience. Evidence from 6 institutions across 3 countries revealed some positive experience and pre-existing equities.
Chapter 3. Methodology. This chapter presents and discusses the methods being used by the researchers in gathering data and information required for the full study. These include research design, research local, research participants, research instruments, data collection, data analysis, measures of trustworthiness, and ethical consideration. Research design. This study utilized qualitative research with phenomenological approach as its research design. This aims to uncover what a particular experience means to a group of people and how they experience it. Research local. This study is conducted in one of the university in Tacloban City to gather enough scale of data. A university that is accessible, where staff and participants are approachable and cooperative. Research participants. The participants of this study are third-year college taking up Bachelor of Physical Education program. The researchers selected 13 participants to share their experiences in using online learning platforms during the virtual classes. Research instrument. The researchers in this study utilized interview guide protocol. This interview acts as a guide for the interviewers to prepare and plan the questions which need to be asked at the onset of the interview, how to frame the questions that are meant to gauge the experiences in detail, and how to conclude the interview. It enables organizations to structure the way they conduct their candidate interviews. It helps interviewers to know what to ask about and in what order, and it ensures a candidate experience that is the same for all applicants.
Data collection procedure. The researchers will conduct an interview to third-year students taking up Bachelor of Physical Education program. First, the research advisor will validate the research instrument. Second, after the validation procedure, the researchers will give a letter to the organization requesting permission to conduct the study. Once approved, the researchers will begin to share the link prepared by the researchers to the chosen participants. The researchers will be sending a letter of intent to the study participants through email or Facebook Messenger prior to the scheduled interview, which include the following: the consent paper for the approval, together with the schedule, process of interview, the purpose of the interview, and the confidentiality of the study participants. The Google Meet link will be sent through Facebook Messenger. The researchers hope to gain a deeper understanding of the participants' experiences through an online interview using Google Meet. All information given out will be strictly confidential and only accessed by the researchers. The method allows researchers to seek knowledge and probe for deeper understanding regarding the new normal education experience in using online learning platforms by the third-year DPED students. Data analysis. All data gathered will be analyzed and interpreted with the use of Colysis method of data analysis, where a 7-step process provides a rigorous analysis. Colysis method can be used reliably to understand people's experiences. And the 7 stages are as follows: familiarization, identifying significant statements, formulating meanings, clustering themes, developing an exhaustive description, producing the fundamental structure, seeking verification of the fundamental structure.
Measures of trustworthiness. The proposed sampling technique was used in choosing the respondents, as it relies on the judgment of the researcher when choosing member of population to participate in the study. According to Morite et al. 2011, the advantage of qualitative research is the richness of the collected data, and such data need to be interpreted and coded in a valid and reliable way. It is important to scrutinize the trustworthiness of every phase and the analysis process, including the preparation, organization, and reporting of results.
Research reflexibility. The researchers are currently enrolled in their 4th-year college, took Bachelor of Physical Education as major. The researchers' findings are appropriate and most likely similar to those of the participants who are in the same situations as they are in the new normal education that uses LMS to complete tasks. For ethical considerations, there are 4 things that the researcher consider. First is the voluntary participation and consent. The researcher will inform the participants that the participation in the study is completely voluntary and that they have the freedom to opt out at any time. Next is protection of privacy. The goal of this study is to protect the participants' right to privacy. Personal data will be protected against unintentional, malicious, or unauthorized usage by the researchers. Confidentiality and avoidance of risk of harm. It guarantees that the information acquired will be kept private. Risk analysis. There will be no potential harm to study participants. The researcher will ensure that participants are not subjected to undue and emotional stress.